And I believe, yes, an error occurred. I don't know. Am I live? Am I live or am I Memorex? Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? Okay, I don't know if I'm live or not. Am I live? It says that an error occurred. I don't know. I'm gonna refresh the screen, see what it does. Yep. Okay, here we go. So let's do this thing. I'm going to talk to you guys about American Bombshell. I'm going to record my podcast. This is going to be a whole new podcast series. We talked about this in my private group, Lou Lombardi's Inner Circle. If you want to know more about that, go to loulombardirocks.com. We talked about this. I said, hey guys, tell me some bands, and I will do like a little feature on them for you. And the band, Keith Pratt, major shout out, and I will do a shout out during the actual recording of the podcast as well, to let you all know, that who recommended the bands. And tonight, thanks to Keith Pratt, we are going to be talking about American Bombshell. Now, what I want to do is real quick is share my screen with you guys. I want to get this set up. So let me try this and see if y'all can still see me. Share. Now let me pop back over to YouTube and take a quick look at what it looks like. So let me see if this will work. It takes a second there's a little delay. So let me see if this is actually going to work. And if you're going to be able to see my screen share or not. So give us a second, guys. We are doing it right now. We're clicking that and seeing if this will work. Okay, so I think I need to do this. I have disappeared from the screen. So what if I do this and bring myself over here as well? I think this is how we need to do it. Yeah, we can do it like this. Okay. Yeah, we can do it like this. And let me go back to see how this is going to work. Sorry, a couple minutes in, guys. We are trying to get things set up here. So give me one sec. Yeah, okay. It looks like that's going to work. All right, so we can start the recording here. I want to go, I want to go full screen. Doesn't look like I can go full screen on this, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start the recording of the podcast. I think we've got everything set up the way we want to do it. Sorry, a little bit of an issue. Facebook has changed its algorithm or whatever, its procedures again, and my encoder will not connect. My encoder will not connect with doing Facebook Live right now. We need to run an update, and so I contacted the people that make my encoder and said, hey, how can we get this fixed? So hopefully we'll have that fixed soon. In any case, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start the recording. I'm going to come on and do my whole thing, and you guys can hang out with me live as I record this, and here we go. Today, a brand new podcast series we're starting called You Need to Hear This Band. And the maiden voyage is going to be with the band American Bombshell. You guys ready? You're going to love this one. Stick around. You're listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, changing rock history one podcast at a time. Welcome back, everybody. Loudini Rock and Roll Circus in your face. Brand new feature. You need to hear this band. Maiden voyage tonight, and the band that's going to be kicking it off for us is American Bombshell. We're going to talk about American Bombshell in 2 seconds. First of all, you're listening to Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Our website is loudinirockandrollcircus.com. Tons of cool stuff there. Merch, please buy some merch. We love the merch. We love you buy some stuff. We get cool t-shirts and all kind of fun stuff. So check that out at, loudinirockandrollcircus.com. That is the website. So this band comes recommended to me by one of my fans on my private Private group, you say? What is that? I'll tell you about that at the end. But our fan Keith Pratt recommended this band. I checked them out. Completely blown away by them. They're awesome. They're called American Bombshell. And before we actually play a little bit, let's talk a little bit about the band itself. And I do have some notes on these guys right over here. First of all, let's talk about the band itself. The band is made up of JC on vocals. That is J-C-E-E. Clever. Andrew Nixon on guitar and Dustin Webster on guitar. This is double guitar attack in the classic fashion of like AC/DC, that kind of thing. Dusty Green on bass and Jason Carr on drums, and I love this, drums and cowbell. So right there, they got the cowbell thing on. You know that this is real rock and roll. Their website is americanbombshell.net, so you can find out more there. And what I'm going to do real quick for you guys is play a little bit of the song that, well, actually, we debuted this a little while ago. But this is a song called Money on the Liquor. Now, check a little bit of this out. We're gonna come back and talk in a minute, but check it out. So far, what's not to love, right? The vocals are going to kick in here in a second. That's the hook. My money's on the liquor. I love it. And this is pretty much what they do. It's just, ram it down your throat and shove it up your ass, rock and roll, which is what the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus is all about. There is a great write-up on the band here. And this comes from nuvo.net. That is nuvo.net. Forget about the frills. Indianapolis band American Bombshell is dedicated to making no-nonsense rock and roll. We know we're not reinventing the wheel, but God damn it, if we're not making people remember the wheel, says lead singer JC. We're adding some new spokes into the rim. I like that, okay? After releasing their debut album in 2016, American Bombshell returns right here in March with March was about a month or so ago, with their latest full-length Tattooed and Bruised, celebrating hometown release show at Radio the same day. Recorded with Eric and Mark Johnson at Indie Bass Studio. The Pop Machine, Tattooed and Bruised, features 12 gut-wrenching, I love it, gut-punching, yeah. Gut-punching tracks with guest contributions from Junkyard vocalist Dave Roach and Guns N' Roses guitarist Richard Fortas. There's some heavy artillery there. After all previously playing together in various other groups, American Bombshell formed when the band's current members started casually writing some songs together. That's not how it worked. Just going to casually write some songs together. We kind of just picked up and got 5 guys that got along the best and went from there, says lead guitarist Andy Nixon. While they all came from slightly different backgrounds, there was one sound that all 5 members could settle on. The band was kind of built to fill the gap of just straight up rock and roll, says drummer JC Carr. Everybody got their genres they're trying to fill, but when the 5 of us first got together, it was like, fuck it, it's cool, let's play it and get back to the basics. Having played music in the indie area for, indie meaning Indianapolis, not like independent, but indie meaning Indianapolis. Having played in the indie area for a while now, the members of American Bombshell believe there's a bit of a gap that needs to be filled. I think everybody wants new hard rock band because all the mega bands are in their 50s and 60s now. That's kind of what the situation is, says Nixon. You can't tell me that the demand isn't there. The 18,000 people at Metallica So, I mean, there is a demand for us. People want to hear this music, and those of you that follow me, you know this. And you know, Rock Rage Radio, we're part of that family as well. So the rock is not dead. It's just gone to a couple of different places. American Bombshell also well on their way to the next level, regularly performing all over the Midwest. Additionally, the band received a Grammy Amplifier Award in 2016, beating out thousands of other contestants. There were 3 grand prizes, Carr explained. One was a video, one was recording with Grammy producer, and one was a mini tour. Much to their delight, American Bombshell was granted an opportunity to record with Grammy award-winning producer Mike Klink, who had worked with as a producer and engineer with bands like Guns N' Roses, Megadeth, and Metallica. I mean, that is, geez, you can work with somebody like that. That's amazing. Good for you guys. They come and asked us individually what our top 5 rock and roll albums were. JC says their top 5. Everybody put Appetite for Destruction in the top. That's their, and you could definitely hear the sort of straight up rock and roll sound of the band. With this in mind, the opportunity to record a song with Klink was a once-in-a-lifetime experience for all 5 members of American Bombshell. When we walked into East West Studios Hollywood, we were speechless, Carr says. It didn't take them long to witness Klink's genius in action either. His job is to get the best out of you that he can, JC says, but the process of getting the best out of you also involves breaking you down and making you feel like you suck. That's always part of it, right? It's an amazing experience to know where the bar is for what you try to get to. Carr adds, when I now sit down at the drum set in the studio, he says he still has Mike Klink in his head. To compliment the song they made with Klink, My Drug, American Bombshell also recorded a B-side, Saving Me, with the Johnson Brothers at the Pop Machine. That's a studio, not the vending machine at your office, dork. After a good first experience in the studio, the band decided to record their second full-length album there as well. Since they got to know us with doing Saving Me single, they really understood what we were looking for, says Carr. He says that, but he's talking about the Johnson Brothers that produced it. The great thing about those guys is they're not afraid to produce. On the strength of Tattooed and Bruised, American Bombshell hopes to continue reaching larger and larger audiences with relentless brand of rock and roll. I'm 100% convinced that all this band needs to attain the next level is to get out in front of as many people as possible and just grow organically, Nixon says. Every time we play a room, we win that room. Like I said before, the demand is out there. So that is from nuvo.net. I will put a link to it in the podcast notes so y'all can check it out. So what do you guys think? I think this band, American Bombshell, kicks fucking ass. I know I'm going to have to put an explicit label on this now, but I don't care. Great band. Indianapolis band. You can go to AmericanBombshell.net to get more information. I also put a link there. There's an album trailer or a single trailer or something like that on YouTube, and I put the link to that here as well. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Loudini rockandrollcircus.com is our website. If you are of the mind, I'm going to switch something here real quick. If you're of the mind to want to hang out and get access to some exclusive video, participate in these live recordings as well, get to know some people who are just like you, who are passionate about a great guitar-driven rock, want to hear some of my original music as well, all kind of cool stuff. Go to LouLombardiRocks.com, LouLombardiRocks.com. There's no scam, no salesman will call. In fact, we don't even ask for your email address. You're going to click the link. There's be a let me in button. I forget exactly what it says. It's self-explanatory. LouLombardiRocks.com. Get in. Get into our private group here. Get to meet some of these amazing people like Keith Pratt. Thank you very much for sharing American Bombshell with us. I would not have heard of them if it wasn't for you. And that's what we do here. Okay, we turn each other on to some great music, and we have a good time. We get to know each other. We support each other. It's an awesome community, and I hope that you guys will support that and get involved with that at LouLombardiRocks.com. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we will catch you guys all on the next Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Okay, we got through it, even though we had to do it, on freaking YouTube, and we couldn't do it on Facebook, but that's all right. That's all right, mama. Okay, but it's good. any questions or whatever you guys want to comment on anything, hit me up on Facebook. We'll discuss. We'll have to go to a plan B with these live things now. Hopefully that the people that make my encoder, they'll get back to me and tell me how to update it. And we can get this straightened out here within the next week. All right, guys, take care. Talk to you soon.